Who are you?
I'm Connor.
Mama, Daddy.
Well, Miss Madea, looks like we're gonna be spending Christmas dinner together this year. Did you hear the one about the two rabbis and the black dude?
Did you hear the one about the stray bullet that killed the redneck for telling the story about the two rabbis and the black dude?
This holiday season,
Lacey, you do not have a Christmas tree?
Just leave this child alone. She living her life. She happy out here in the farm playing old McDonald.
when help is needed,
God, these nipples so tough, you need a mammogram. You got to pull them things. You got to pull them hard. Pull them. Pull them. Wow!
You all right?
I done fell in bull.
when children need a little guidance,
The Bible says that when little baby Jesus was born, he was born to the Virgin Mary. J. Blige.
So, I'm here with Larry the Cable Guy. My kids are jealous that I'm talking to Nader.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, first, how was it to work on a Tyler Perry project? I mean, I know you worked on a lot of projects, but it had to be like a different feel on this set a little bit.
You know, it was, he called me up and just said to me, he said, hey, I just got thinking, Madea and Larry the Cable Guy. I said, no, be hilarious. So I basically said, you know, I'm a big fan of his, you know. That was the cool thing when I got there. We both kind of had a talk. We kind of started the same way, you know, we blue collar, and Tyler, nobody really got, Hollywood or New York really got what we did or could have cared less about what we were doing. But so we did everything ourselves. We pushed ourselves. We worked hard. We developed an audience. It got to the point where it got so big, all of a sudden Hollywood, like, well, we don't get it, but you know what, we'd like to get a piece of that.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we both have the same kind of stories, even though we have different backgrounds. And I went, and it was awesome. He made you feel comfortable. Everybody on the crew was awesome. I fit right in. It was a great experience. I'd do anyone that he wants me to do, just for the fact that he's fun to work with.
Yeah. And I think that your humor together, I mean, the Madea character gets to tackle all type of social issues because it's so ridiculous that, people could deal with it. And I think, both of y'all together were able to talk about a lot of stuff like interracial marriage and stuff like that. Are you surprised that in 2013, going to 2014, that there's places in the world where that's still taboo?
Well, yeah, but there's places all over the world where that's still taboo, you know? Like I said before, my dad was a preacher, so I grew up, Tyler, pushed all his movies and all his plays in the churches and the black churches, and my dad was a preacher, and I was taught the same thing, all men are created equal under God. And so, yeah, but throughout time there's always been assholes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better way to explain it. So, I'm taught to love my neighbor as I want and be treated like I want to be treated. That's how I've done it my whole life.
Right.
But yeah, it does suck, but that's the way of the world.
Right.
It's like people always say, I wish the whole world could just live in peace. It's never going to happen. There's always somebody that wants to take over the world. There's always some that. So that's, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
But, I don't hang. Why? On the other hand, it shows me who not to hang out with.
Yeah.
I'd rather people I'd rather people let me know they are.
Yeah.
So I don't have to hang out with them rather than somebody tell them how to act.
Right.
So that they have to cover how they really feel.
Right.
I'd rather know how they act, so I know who not to hang out with, basically.
Right. Now you've made so many millions of fans laugh over the years. Who makes Larry the Cable Guy laugh?
My wife, my kids. Growing up, I'm a one-liner type comedian. So growing up, I was a fan of all the old-time comedians, the one-liner type guys. I was a fan of Monty Python's Flying Circus. I was a fan of Hee Haw. I was a fan of all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What's his name? Benny Hill.
Oh yeah, I love
That kind of stuff. I love Three Stooges. That's the kind of stuff I always enjoyed. But as far as stand-up comedy, it was always just the one-liner type comedians.
All right.
Steve Martin was the first comedy album I bought.
Well, thanks for making us laugh and giving us a great Christmas performance. And you have a Merry Christmas from all of us Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.